In the previous video, we talked about how to develop strumming, the strumming ability to play anything over here naturally without knowing exactly what strumming pattern you're playing. How to do that without rhythm charts, without books or videos. A simple exercise that will take you there playfully. In this video, we're going to expand on that and say, we don't just want to strum like, all the strings at once. We also want that ability to go, play single strings and do partial strumming, all of that. How do we develop that ability? And you do the same thing as in the previous exercise where, go back and watch it so we're on the same page here, where we hit different strokes basically. Got ups and downs here, strumming, and then we go, right? But this time we separate the strings up into at least two groups. You can do that in two ways. You can have two groups like the low strings and the high strings, the E, A, and D strings, and then the G, B, and E, and say these are two groups that we strum individually. Or you can go even further and say we're going to have three sets of two strings, the E and A, the D and G, and the B and E. And then we can say, okay, which ones do we want to target? So if I do my first exercise, I just introduce more complexity here because instead of strumming all the strings, I can say, okay, the first pattern or the first strum I do that is ringing out is going to be on the low string. So I'm going to hit one each and every time. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And those are the low strings. And the next time I'm going to go for the high. Or it's 2 times higher. Right? And so I can go back and forth and say, some more, the other exercise where we're not doing the bar, but we're doing a, I'm just holding myself and keeping myself down in the bottom there. And then you simply start experimenting with it. If you've been doing the first exercise for a couple of hours, playfully in front of the TV or just sitting in a room by yourself, then gradually you can start introducing some more complex. You can also start on the top strings. You simply play around with it. That's the key. And you have to accept the fact that there's no rules here. You just make up your own rules and your own levels. Another sub-exercise of that is to play the middle strings very lightly. So, for instance, if you do a G major down here, then I just strum the middle strings. This is what happens. Instead of strumming the air, I'm just going to strum these very lightly. And I'm introducing a new level of complexity now, that is accents. See, I'm playing the strings now. They're not muted, or I'm not playing out in the air like we did in the first video. Now I'm just playing the strings all the time, but the middle strings. And then I can use the bottom and the top as something or right? And suddenly I can play stuff like, right? We're strumming all the time, but then you're accenting the highs and the lows depending on what you feel like. And if you've been playing around with this enough, then what you feel like will really be cool, will really fit the music. And the cool thing, if you're singing as you are strumming, then what do you do when you sing? That's a challenge in and of itself, because suddenly you have to play a rhythm with your hand and sing another rhythm with your mouth. And have the pulse, the basic with your foot, right? 1, 2 with your foot as you're going. And then you have to, see my hand is already. And then you have to sing something on top of that. And that's a challenge. But you can get around that challenge by simply just playing So you can sing in here, like I'm talking now, and then the second you stop singing, you go, singing, 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 singing. I'm singing again. I'm singing something else. And so it's fills you're doing. You're not having to do that slavery of the up and down strumming pattern you learned someplace. You can simply just fake your way to it. And it sounds really cool. It's not fake. It's just you're making room for the singing voice, right? And some lyrics here, so singing something, and I'm singing something again. And there's some, it works in the most amazing way. And it gets you there faster. It gets you there more pleasurably. But you have to focus on the fact that suddenly you don't have any rules. It's up to you. But somebody learned it in this way. I did. And, the first guy who was ever strumming a guitar must have learned it in this way. Because he had no teachers, no charts, no exercises, nothing. So it's such a good place to start, and you can get to a point where you can really accompany something singing, or you can sing yourself, and you can just get to a very workable level of strumming. And if you want to check out all the different aspects of rhythm guitar, we highly recommend you go check out the new program on our website called RG for rhythm guitar. Pretty simple. So those are the words. See you in the next video.